Panic in Ukraine as Volodymyr Zelensky warns that the conflict with Russia must end by 2025. Zelensky said the war between Ukraine and Russia must end next year and will conclude quicker now that Donald Trump is becoming the new president. The war between Ukraine and Russia will end sooner than it otherwise would have done once U.S. President-elect Donald Trump enters the White House again, Zelensky said. The president of Ukraine also said his country must ensure the war ends next year, and he admits that Russian forces are making territorial gains. Why would he say that? Anyway, Zelensky said Trump had a constructive exchange during a phone call after the latter's victory in the U.S. presidential election. Zelensky said Trump did not say anything contrary to Ukraine's position over this conflict. He heard the basis on which we stand, Zelensky said. I did not hear anything contrary to our position. Previously, Trump has said ending the war and military aid that he describes as a drain on U.S. resources is his priority. And now in an interview with the Ukrainian media outlet Suspiln, Zelensky said the war will end more quickly under Trump administration. It's certain that the war will end sooner with the policies of the team that will now lead the White House, Zelensky said. This is their approach and their promise to their citizens. And he said that the Ukraine must do everything so that this war ends next year, ends through diplomatic means, as was reported to BBC. When asked if Trump had demanded that Ukraine negotiate a peace deal with Vladimir Putin of Russia, Zelensky suggested neither he nor his country would be pushed into doing anything against their wishes. Zelensky said, during this war, both our people and I, personally in negotiations with the U.S., with Trump, Biden, and European leaders, have shown that the rhetoric of sit down and listen does not work with us, he said. And he comments after they come after the think tank claimed Ukraine could build a basic nuclear bomb for Russia, in other words, to use it against Russia, if Donald Trump withdraws U.S. military aid. However, a defense analyst warned that Putin may be left with no other option but to use his nuclear weapons if the war drags on much longer and Russian military economic resources become exhausted. And while Russia is said to be making territorial gains here, the Russian soldiers described apocalyptic scenes. Putin's army said to be in disarray after disastrous attempts to storm the Kursk River led to heavy losses. And this is on Express UK by Max Channon. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support. Support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.